Hello. How are you all doing? Good? So, I'm really honored to be here in front of you following those inspiring lights that came before me. I'm actually ecstatic to have made it here. You see, I was on my way to this luncheon last year with my wife when my face started to sag. Like, seriously, sag on the side. So instead of turning into the parking lot of the Sofitel, we went into the ER at Cedars. You know, a place that we're all far too familiar with. Luckily I was not having a stroke, but was merely dealing with a bout of Bell's palsy. My wife was really happy to finally be on the other side of the IV, because she was usually the patient after being diagnosed with breast cancer on December 21st of 2015. It was then that I was immediately indoctrinated into this special community. You see, we entered an alternate universe where a bunch of brilliant doctors throw terms and options at you as if they're Hall of Fame pitchers. Well, tests are run as if someone's going on a mission to Mars, and blood is drawn as if Kraft is creating a new food division for vampires. We just call this entire experience, including diagnosis, treatment, side effects, surgeries, and recovery, the suck. That's not to say the entire experience was negative. How else could I have been able to lean on and learn from so many intelligent, caring, compassionate doctors and staff members throughout the organization and community? I feel fortunate that I've been able to be at my amazing wife's side for the few hundred, maybe 1,000 appointments and procedures while she's battled breast cancer and beyond, to help her make sense of the jibber-jabber and navigate the stuff as best I can, for I am a proud survivor caregiver. There's something we all have in common, whether a survivor or caregiver. All our lives have changed, and our perspectives are different because of the experience. While our intimate relations with cancer are all different, let's give ourselves the time to honor what we're going through or have been through, and truly appreciate what is here for us right here and right now. Being that I'm a caregiver, I can only offer thoughts from that perspective, of someone completely in love with the spouse and the mother of his children, and absolutely scared shitless of what the unknowns can bring. I know there are many experiences that I'll never truly understand, hopefully, that she went through, but that doesn't mean that we as caregivers don't go through some tremendously heavy challenges. My wife had an oft-repeated mantra, "You have no idea what I'm going through." And she was right. There are things I'll never know, but there are a number of things that I have learned through this experience that make me a better partner, husband, father, and ultimately a person. If I may, I'd like to share a few of them with you. Number one, things to forget. I'm a man. We're supposed to have all the answers, right? Yeah, I hear those little laughs and groans. Unfortunately, we are programmed to believe that we have all the answers and to bring our ego to the game. I'm definitely not saying that I learned to forget to be a man, but I did learn to forget about control, ego, and requirement to have all the answers. I learned that early on and the hard way. I guess you could say it was my own forced awakening. Let me bring you up to speed on the episode I'm talking about, because it was huge for us. And it helped focus my path as a husband, but more importantly, as a caregiver. The day that Elise had her biopsy, we were already booked to go to Miami on vacation. We put her on a later flight. I went with the kids. We then went back to the Miami airport to pick her up later in the night. And she was a bit in discomfort, but I didn't realize how much. I just knew that I had plans to see the opening night of The Force Awakens with my father, my brother, and my nephew. And as much as I told my wife I would cancel, she told me to go. And I did. And when I returned after the late night screening began, she was wide awake and upset. It was like, let's get ready to rumble! During the arguments, I kept talking about how great of a dad I was, having traveled alone with 2 kids on a plane, etc., or how doting I was as a husband, because, I usually acquiesce to her choices because, she's smart. And boy, she was frustrated with my previous choices and my argument points. I'll spare you the details of the conversation, but that night of real communication was instrumental in carrying me and us through the next few years of steep challenges that required some introspection and deeper understanding of what was and is still needed. It was then that I realized that it's not about how I compare to others, but how I need to have my wife's back as a true partner. Sometimes that means going against what she says and relying on what I know she actually needs. If I were to get a do-over of that 90 day, would I choose to dash out to an opening night screening of a favorite franchise with the guys overstaying with her? Hell no. But I wouldn't trade the conversation that laid the foundation to clearly understanding our joint needs for the rest of our lives, regardless of any diagnosis. I immediately tempered my ego and began listening better to the things that are said and paying attention to the things that aren't verbalized at all. It was also about forgetting the great things I may have done in the past, because all that really matters are my actions in the present and future. Number 2, be open to Crazyville. There is no guide at all that can prepare you for the sights and sounds of a loved one going through cancer treatment. From your partner crumbling to the ground in defeat, or asking if the family was better off without them, or not having any memory of a discussion or event. The craziness becomes even bigger with small children around. People never want to face the choice of caring for a wife or shielding kids from something that is both human and scary. When Elise crumbled to the floor one night during her treatment, I quickly chose to wrap my arms around her while talking my kids through. If that memory sticks with them, I hope it ingrains in them the lesson of being there for the people you love, regardless of the crazy and despite the scary. In the case of my kids, I think they're ultimately much stronger and compassionate beings after these experiences. With the extremes we witnessed while insane chemicals were coursing through Elise's body, I'm comforted that she has no memory of some of those heightened experiences. And don't even ask about the episode with the toy shopping cart being flung out the door. Not even going there. All I could do was be there, even if it meant nothing more than holding her and saying simply, I'm sorry. Number 3, it's not all about you. I learned that in the throes of a scary illness, uncertainty, and debilitating treatments, even loving partners launch verbal spitballs. And had I taken them personally, I don't know how I could have survived them, let alone the relationship. It was the knowledge of our deep love and commitment and our diligent communication that assured me it wasn't all about me. I couldn't take it personally. I'm pretty sure Elise is thinking I shouldn't get off the hook that easily, and sometimes the anger was about me, but I'm confident I did some things right, said the right things, anticipated needs, and I'm the one up here, and I can spin it any way I want. So while we as caregivers might wish it was more about us, and I did wish that it was me struggling instead of my wife, one of the most effective emotional tools I harnessed during her treatment was compassionate selflessness. Much easier said than done, but it was key. Finally, you are not alone. Luckily, we are in a community that offers phenomenal people and services at Cedars Sinai. We are extremely fortunate to be a part of a few great trials like LOL, where Elise could improvise with others to bring the funny to the suck, and Focus, which is modeled on a successful veterans program, which helps enhance individual and family resilience when a member receives a cancer diagnosis, undergoes treatment, and works through PTSD symptoms afterwards. Elise always jokes that she now has more doctors, nurses, and specialists than friends, but they have become real family. You know, I've seen the Cedars staff faces on the elevator doors, and then when I actually see them in person, it's like I get excited. It's almost like seeing a rock star, you know? And really, how many people took a selfie of themselves in the elevator in front of Dr. Asher's face? I know Elise did every time, and I've got to say I took a couple of my own, and a secret will now be unleashed. If anybody saw a Band-Aid on a scratch on his face, Elise put that there. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it was funny. So the relationship we have with the staff, from the greeters to the parking attendants, to the nursing angels like Angel in Dr. Asher's office, it's absolutely heartwarming and meaningful. People like Dr. Vaisberg, Kim, Joshi, Asher, Saltzman, Golian, Abuav, and Mester. It's like a crazy Beverly Hills law firm. Plus Ziva, Mary, Andrew, Jaja, Patricia. I told you there were a bunch. They're all rock stars, but there's many, many more, including all the caregivers here. We have forged bonds with others going through battles with cancer, both in our community and elsewhere around the world. It's a village we all wish was deserted, but that's not the case. And if we're meant to be a part of it, I'm honored to be here, connected to all of you in compassion and love. None of us will ever be the same. We've got to be better because of it. A friend shared the following with all those who supported his wife during her battle with cancer. Please hold your loved ones and build your village filled with positivity and love from all who are a part of it. Thank you, and I wish you all positivity and love.